Hello everyone, my name is Harish Chandra and today I am going to represent my research paper from Industry Immersion Track. So this is the research paper from the entire master's journey. Okay, the title of this research paper is Fine-Tuning a Compact Instruction-Tuned Language Model for Retail E-Commerce Customer Support Conversational AI. Now this is an individual work which is created and presented by me. Now so, as we know about this customer support or a retail industry, basically. So, in retail industry, the customer support is very kind of important section wherein a lot of human resources involved. We need someone to answer our queries, users' query in real time. Okay, so in this paper, we are basically trying to understand if a low at the low end, like the small models such as FLAN-T5 can be used to fine tune in such a way that it can work as the e-commerce customer support. Okay, we'll be looking throughout the process, methodology, abstract, and all with the help of the PPT that I have created for you to just have an eyeball review of the research paper. Let me slide you over this. Okay, so the research paper starts with abstract, wherein we define the problem statement, the gaps, and the results. Okay, next the index terms, and then we start with the introduction part. Once the introduction is completed, then um, we look through the industry analysis, basically the literature review part of it. Once completing the literature review, here as well, once completing the literature review, we delve into the methodology. Once methodology is cleared, we have set up our process. Then we jump on the experiments and the results. So experiment is basically the um, creating of the chatbot with the help of data and the available resources, and evaluating it based on the ROG and BLEU kind of evaluation matrices that have with us. Okay, once the evaluation is completed and we fine tuned that, so we just with the help of performance metrics, we look into it how they are actually performing. Okay, now moving ahead, uh, then then we have the discussion part. Once the discussion part is completed, the research paper close with conclusion, acknowledgement, and author contribution, and last with the references used throughout this project. Okay, hope this is clear. Now let's jump to the PPT part, and wherein I'll be showing you the entire process in depth and explaining you the entire research process. Now, the first and premost question would be the problem statement. Why do we need this project to be done? Okay, so as we know, e-commerce support is high volume and repetitive. The queries related to orders, refund calculations, collection, cancellations, returns, delivery payment are in very high volume and repetitive. There a bit of syntax is different, but most of the people are asking the same thing again and again. So also consumers expect instant 24/7 answers, costly for a staff with human alone. Well, just think about it, hiring a staff group of human who is available 24 into 7 is really costly for the, especially for the small firms which are small and mid-sized retailers. So the main gap that I identified is the large LLM works but are expensive. Okay, which is out of reach for the small and mid-sized retailers. That's why we need this research. Okay, so the research question that we are going to delve into is, can FLAN-T5 small bit tuned on retail support data to give accurate relevant answers on a single free tier GPU? That's the problem statement, that's the research question that we are looking into. Okay, moving to the next slide. Okay, why especially retail e-commerce? So online retail e-commerce is a multi-8 trillion dollar fast growing sector. Support volume scales with sales. Okay, and the chatbot market. as of now, chatbot market is around 7.7 billion to somewhere 27 billion. This is expected ratio, and this might be changed. Okay, so customer service is large application, is the largest application in this entire volume. Okay, a small set of reoccurring intent domain, the workload highly automatable, as we discussed already. The entire the querying of customer and answering it is a repetitive task. The syntax is bit changed, but most of the people are asking the same question. So, with the help of our this research, we'll see if we can able to answer those questions and can produce something that can be done. Okay. Also, the business value, lower cost per connect. Okay. Instead, 24/7 response, consistency, and scalability. These are the clear applications or the clear reasons why we need such retail e-commerce conversational AIs. Okay. Moving ahead, let's look at the literature review and the research gap. So, as I told you, the foundation is basically transformers. So, entire chatbot is started from one paper. The attention here is the attention you need kind of research paper, and then the uh, uh, the trend of transformers came into picture, and they came with the models that can generate the human language. And with the same respect, I looked for the transformer, which was Wasmani's 2017 paper, then T5 Revel 2020, and is instruction tuned FLAN, which was from 2022. And the for the application part of it, I just fine tuned transformer and generative assistant for the support. That was Mandy's 2024 paper. And the gap one that I noticed is low source compact model for the retail support are underreported. The worst. Second is most work isolates intent classification, not end-to-end response generation. That was also the second gap. Now, my contribution here is to make a reproducible single GPU end-to-end study with honest failure analysis, if there is any. Okay, we'll talk about it. Now, let me give you the methodology, how the entire research worked. So, we have used fine-tuning only, no rack over here. This is a part of future research. So, right now we are working only the fine-tuning part of it. For that, we have used FLAN-T5 77 million parameters. Okay, model. The Colab was set on FP32 T4 because FP16 it was giving so many nulls and was not stable. That's why we used FP32. Otherwise, if your Colab, I mean the person who is reproducing it, Colab does not behave abnormally on the P16, he can definitely use. Next, the five epochs with early stopping and seed 52 we have used. Beam search, O beam at interference that we have utilized. Now, if I give you the pipeline of this entire chatbot, so this looks like something this. The data acquisition, first part of it, then pre-processing and cleaning it, then stratified split. Stratified split is basically we have split on the I have split it on the categories. Okay, random sampling on the categories, not on the entire data set, so that every category's contribution remains there in the uh, both training, testing, and validation set. Okay, then we have used tokenizer. So for the tokenizer, we have used FLAN-T5 tokenizer. Then fine tuning. Now, so we have taken the FLAN-T5, a small model of 77 million, as I told, and using the sequence to sequence trainer at FP32 on T4 5 epoch with early stopping, we have fine tuned this model. Then for the evaluation, we have used ROUGE-L, BERTScore, and baseline versus fine tune per category. Also, we have considered the latency and then deployment. For the time being, just to give you the demo of it, I have used Gradio chat chat interface. This is basically they help us to actually use our model in the Colab notebook only. Okay, so we'll see that demo as well. Now, let me give you the dataset EDA. Although all of these are detailedly mentioned in the research paper and as well as on the Google Colab, but here I'm giving you a brief. So this is the Bitext Retail E-Commerce dataset, okay, which is HFCDLA synthetic with no PINs, okay, no personal identifiable information was there. It has 44,804 instruction and response pairs. This is huge for us to fine tune our model. Okay, we have 13 categories with 46 intents, and the split was 35,907, 4,488, and 4,489 stratified on the categories, as I already told, so that each category's contribution remains in the each set in the train, test, and validation set. Now, token length. So for the timing, we have used input token of 128 and target token of 256. Obviously, this is configurable. The reproducible person can use it as per his need. Okay, moving ahead, fine tuning setup. So this was the most important part of the entire research process, because if we fail over here, we will end up generating random answers that will have no relevant over the industry, over the customer query. That's why the fine tuning is really matters, and which takes the most time as well. Okay, as we discussed that resources are limited to only T4 GPU of the Google Colab's free tier. So this was something really difficult to do that. Okay, I mean, complete the training, because many of the times the collab crashed and I ran out of my time to use the GPU. That happened many times. Okay, so for that we have used optimizer as AdamW. Okay, learning rate of 3 into e raised to the power minus 4 and weight decay of 0.01 with 500 step linear warm up. Okay, batch 8 into grid 2 efficiency effective is equal to 16 around. Okay, level padded with minus 100, so loss in no padding. Sequence to sequence trainer best checkpoint by validation loss. Okay, next up to epoch 5 within 25 epoch budget. So here for the timing I have used 5 epochs, but it supports up to 25 epochs until the training is not saturating. You can obviously train it, okay, because the early stopping is there. If the evaluation matrices are saturating, so it will stop early before 25 epochs. This was the fine tuning set. Now, moving ahead, I wanted to show you the results, baseline versus fine tune. So all the gray bars you can see, these were the baseline that we tried only the FLAN-T5 model. And after fine tuning, we got these results. These the dark green ones are from the fine tune model. So for the ROUGE-L, it moved from 0.057 to 0.45, okay, which is around 8 times improvement. And blue score from 0 to 29.27. And BART score F1 moved from 0.81 to 0.90, and average response tokens moved from 7 tokens to 133 words. Obviously, you can understand a customer query is really hard to, you know, answer in 7 tokens. That's why the real answer would have almost 100 tokens. That's why the good quality answers contain almost 133 tokens. Okay, moving ahead, these are the ROG L score per category. You can see here the most accurately answered category is the account, whereas the least is feedback. Obviously, the feedback is much scattered than the account queries. In the feedback, customer can ask anything about, but in the account section, it can ask about the refunds, it can ask about the payment status, it can ask about if its payment got failed, something these queries that are in the dataset. So the user can ask somewhere around that only. But in the feedback, it's open-ended. The user can ask anything. Okay, that's why the ROUGE-L score is lower over here. Next, moving ahead, the result convergence per category. Now, you can see the result, how the result converges. So this is the training loss and this is the validation loss. The training loss was initially very high and then started to saturate in around uh, 1000, I mean 10,000 of iterations. Okay, so this was the training and the convergence part of it, like convergence and convergence per category. Okay, now, this is the right time to show you the demo. Okay, before that, let me give you the demonstration. So, after looking at the results, I think it's my responsibility to go you through the live chatbot and give you the demo how it is working. So, you can get this notebook into the same directory where the entire thing is placed. The notebook will be named as Capstone Project Chatbot LLM Deep Learning for NLP V2. Okay, and here in this notebook, at the last section, I have placed the demo kind of interactive um, interactive section wherein you can just query your inquiries and can get the answers based on the training data and the chatbot architecture. Okay, so for example, let me try the few queries for which I'll be taking this one. How can I track my order? So when I submit it, it will take some time to process the query. Once the query is processed, we'll be getting the answer. For example, in this case, we have got the answer as I'll take care of it. I am here to assist you with the tracking order. To track your order, please follow these steps. First, visit our website, log into your account. Second, navigate to the order history or track order section. Third, locate the specific order you want to track. Fourth is click on the order detail to view the tracking information. Fifth, you should be able to see the current status and location of your package. If you encounter any issue or need further assistance, please don't hesitate to reach out to our customer support team at customer support phone number or through the live chat on the website. We are here to help you every step of the way. Okay. Now, in this output, the few things here is clearly noticeable. First, it does not call out any name. For example, if I have logged in with my account, so it will not call out my name as Harish. The reason because the entire data set is already masked. Second is you can see it does not have give the exact phone number. Instead, it just have highlighted that you need to contact on this phone number. This is the reason because the data set is masked and all the sensitive information have been removed out of it. Okay. Now let me try another query. For example, how to get a refund. Okay, and also you can see the emotions or kind of the empathy or kind of responsiveness of the chatbot. Here it takes I'll take care of it, but when I asked about refund, so it's saying sorry, like kind of the nature of actual customer support. When we real in real world, when we talk to some customer agent, they also be some empathetic and try to understand our problem in real. So this is the structure followed over here as well. So for this, how to get a refund, we have got the response as I'm sorry to hear you that you are looking to request a refund. Okay, this is something that it has highlighted. Next, I'll be glad to assist you with that. Here is what you need to do. First, visit our website and log into your account, obviously. Second is navigate to the order history or my purchases section. Third, locate the specific order for which you would like to request the refund. Fourth is click on the order detail to access the refund request form. Fifth, fill out the request information, requested required information such as reason for the refund and any supporting document. Sixth, submit the form and wait for our team to review your request. Again, if you encounter any difficulties or having further questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to our customer support team in at the customer support phone number or through our live chat on our website. We are happy to help you throughout the refund process. So here it first gave the its opening statement where he shows his apology that we are looking the user is looking for the refund. That means there is something wrong in the product. Second, it gives the instruction to get the refund. Okay, once the instruction is complete, it further encourages the user to ask questions in case of any difficulty or the problems. Okay, now we have seen two queries very well and answers were fine. Let me take you this what are the delivery options we do have, or let's say take the I wanted to cancel my order. Let's see how the cancellation of order will look like. Okay, uh, okay, I'm sorry to hear you that you want to cancel your order. I'll be glad to assist you with that. Again, the opening statement and the willingness to assist. Okay, to proceed with the cancellation, please follow these steps. Now, this is the logical part. Okay, wherein it's mentioning about the steps. First, log into your account on our website. Go to the order history or your or my order section. Okay, then third, locate the order you wish to cancel and click on it. Fourth, look for the options to cancel order. Fifth, follow the prompts to confirm the cancellation. If you encounter any difficulties or have the questions along the way, please don't hesitate to reach out to our customer support team at this phone number and through the live chat on the website. We are here to help you with every step of the. So this was the interactiveness of the chatbot, how the outputs are designed. You can see over here. I think it is clear now. Next, let's move to the next section and see what's ahead. So this slide is basically regarding the demo, how the interface looks like. I just showed you. Moving ahead, we have discussion and limitation. Now, after completing this project, what I realize is the domain adoption, not scale, was the limitation factor. As we understand that domain adoption is basically understanding the domain and answering the user based on its queries relevant to that domain only. That was the main limitation factor. As the large models are over there, but their cost, their infrastructure cost, their training cost and so on cost too much to the clients, so they are not able to adopt it. But this model, this model with a bit of limitations, is acceptable. Okay, next is uh, maybe maybe yeah. Okay, so practical. Obviously, this is cheap to reproduce, retain, automate, and high volume intents first. Clearly, limitation. No out of scope detection, needs intent filter and human feedback. Okay, the AI alone is not can do wonders. We need to include human as a feedback fallback loop, because we saw over here the feedback related queries have the very low accuracies. So what we can do is whenever we get anything related to feedback, we can pass it to the real human so that he can understand the user query and can answer based on that only. So this was the idea. Okay. And second limitation is the data set was synthetic. Automatic metrics approximate human judgment only. It does not clearly or it does not accurately define the human judgment. So that was the second limitation. In the future work, if I got some time, so definitely I'll look around it first, try to make it compact, clear, through trainable model, handles the routine retail support well. Okay, and contribution, basically the trans transparent, reproducible blueprint for low resource domain chatbot, and in future out of scope detection, human handoff, and red flag, human evil, will definitely be included in this scope. Now, large models comparison can also be done. Okay, and multi-model or the multilingual support can be also included in this as the future work. clear. Now, these are the key references that we initially talk about. So you can go through it. Also, these are available in the dashboard as well, in the research paper as well. Hope this is clear. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.